now we want to add a theme to make it dark and light. Okay, so dark and light mode. If we go here in the in this application, we're going to go to the client, we're going to go to the source, Redux, and over here we have with the user folder, we have to create a folder for the theme. So in the here we're going to have to create a folder for theme, and in here we could create a file which is going to be called theme slice dot JS, and what we could do is we could say import same stuff what we did, user slice, or create slice. So we're going to import create slice, and then SLICE from, so import create slice from, we're going to use at Redux, so Redux and then toolkit. Okay, so now over here what we want to do is we basically want to do the same process that we've done before. Okay, so we have to const initial state, and we want to make the initial state as light theme. Okay, so we could say theme colon light. Okay, and then what we want to do is we want to make a const theme slice. Okay, slice, and then we have is equal to create slice. So create slice, and in here what we could do is you can put this round bracket, and exactly you want to put a name for the slice, which is theme. You could put in the initial state. Okay, the initial state right there. Okay, this is 2 eyes, 3 eyes. Okay, so now after the initial state, still it has a problem. INI, yeah, initial. Okay, and then after that we have the reducers. So we could have reducers. Remember, these are special functions. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put in a toggle theme. So whenever I click on light, it turns on light, and dark, it turns on dark mode. So toggle theme has just 2 states. So state, it essentially gets the state of the thing, and then it would change it accordingly. So suppose state dot theme, it would basically change the state dot theme. Okay, state dot theme is basically gonna depend on whether if it's light. So if the state dot theme is light, okay, it would change it to dark, and so essentially like this. So if the state dot theme is light, it's gonna change it to dark. Okay, and if it's not light, meaning if it's dark, it's just gonna turn to light. So now this is a toggle switch functionality, which is really cool. And then over here we have this closing reducer, and then we have this closing. We could just export const. Over here we have toggle theme, so that's coming from theme slice dot actions. So this toggle theme I'm talking about, this one, we're exporting that, as well as we're exporting the reducer. So we could say export default theme slice dot reducer. So this theme slice reducer entirely is being exported. Now it's great. I could actually use this with my other parts now, which is fantastic. Okay, so let me just close this out. Control W. Okay, so save this, and now we have to do is we have to go to the next part, which is actually the store. So we have to go to the store.js over here, and over here what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this theme slice. So we could actually import it. So over here you see this user reducer from user slice. Same thing we got to do is we could say theme reducer. So import theme reducer from, and then we have dot slash theme, and then we have slash theme slice dot JS. Okay, so this is perfectly there. It's not really kind of mandatory to add the .js, but it's okay. You could still have it fixed. It could still work without it. So theme reducer right in here, put it in the combined reducers. Now this is where this is going to come in play. Now this is the reason why I use combined reducers. Now you could add more than one reducer, and nothing else you have to do. Everything else is good. So this is the beauty of it. So now it's in our store, this theme. Now we could go to the theme provider. So I want to show you that we're going to be actually going to this main.jsx. So let me show you. over here we have this main.jsx, and we want to actually cover it with a theme provider component that could actually affect all of the pages within our application. So when I say dark mode, that means the entire application, not just one page. Okay, so that's why we have to create a component here, and we're going to create it called theme provider. So theme provider .jsx. Okay, and theme provider is also very simple. All we got to do is, first of all, import our use selector, and we have to see whether we are whether determining whether we have the theme. So essentially we could just say React Redux hyphen Redux. Okay, and the same thing goes for the export default. Now one thing I could have done was I could have just used RAFC initially. Yeah, this was gonna be better. So this is our theme provider. Okay, let me just put a semicolon here. Okay, so in here what we want to do is return, and we want to basically first of all initialize our thing. So I don't know why. Okay, there's a problem with the return, I believe. What is wrong with this? Maybe okay, yeah, I believe it's that problem. Okay, so over here the main problem here right now is we have to initialize. So we have to go on top of this, and theme provider we could initialize our theme. So we could say const, okay, theme, you already know where it's coming from, is equal to use selector, just like how we do for users, state, and then equal, and then state dot theme. That's the name of our slice. So like if I show you in our theme, we have this name which is theme, and this is where we're basically getting this toggle theme. So now essentially that is going to contain our light mode or dark mode, and this is our functionality. It's just basically a string something, like it's just gonna change based on what we say. So right now there it's that. In the return part you could actually say class name, and then you could just put in a theme. You could basically say, okay, dark with a string. So I'm talking about, you could say dark, and then it's going to turn into dark, or light, it's going to turn into light. But let's keep it dynamic, just saying theme. Okay, whatever the theme is, that's going to be the thing. So in here, what you want to put is the children. Now, okay. So basically this theme provider is getting children as props. And I'll tell you what's the thing behind that. It's basically all those nested components inside of it, and it's gonna say all of them will turn dark or light, right? So children, and over here let me just add in some good styling. So we could put in a internal div here. So in here, div, put this children in here, and this div would have a class name. And this is background white. If it's a light theme, right? If it's a light theme, by default it would be a background of white, and the text would be -gray. Now this is the styling that I'm talking about for every single page in the application. So by light theme, it would also always be a background of white, and a text would be a dark gray, the grayish 700. Okay, this is all Tailwind CSS. And in a dark theme, so you just say dark : okay. In a dark theme, the background would be a gray. So this would be text, sorry. So the over here BG would be white, but the text would be gray for light mode. In dark mode, the text would be a little whitish gray, okay? And then the background of the dark mode would be like this, fully. We could use a custom BG, which is RGB value, so RG and B, and then we could put in our numbers, let's suppose 16, and then we have 23, and then we have 20. All right, 23. Somehow my 2 is not working. Okay, and then the other one is 42. Okay, 2 worked finally. 23. I gotta fix this up with my keyboard. But then after that we have this. closing bracket, and we also have one other thing that I want to explain is that we have min, height, and screen, and this is gonna unlock this styling for those screens that have a minimum height. Okay, so it's gonna basically cover it all. I'm talking about those these type of screens would have a min height, and this part will be white. So now when I added this tag, it's gonna be reflected everywhere. Great. So now this theme provider component is done. We have to go to the main.jsx, right? And in here we just have to add it. So within this you could just say theme provider, okay, and that's basically imported. And then you could okay, so over here you could put in app up here. Okay, and I believe everything looks good. We have imported it perfectly as well. So now that everything it looks good over here, we could now go to the part where we have to check in the header. So let's go to the header. Okay, over here, let me just open it up. And over here we have, remember that click button? So let me see. So remember there was this clickable button, yeah, this thing. So we have current user, and over here before this button which has the FA moon, right? So you want to actually say that there's this theme provider that's gonna modify things. Okay, so what I could do is, first of all, I want to go and say an on click here. Okay, and the on click would be a round bracket and callback function to the we want to actually dispatch the toggle theme. If I look at this, we created that in our theme slice. So you can see this toggle theme, this functionality. I want to invoke that. To use this, you already know you exported it, so you could use it simply by saying toggle theme. So go to there. I have to import toggle theme. So import toggle theme, and that's basically coming from Redux theme and theme slice.js. Go in here, and you could just also have to put in dispatch for this purpose. So go here. Okay, so we could also have use selector. We could also have use dispatch here. So because that's also coming from React Redux, and initialize dispatch here. So const dispatch, use dispatch. And then what we have here is where we're basically clicking on this callback function. We could say dispatch, and then we have toggle theme function. Okay, so this is super cool. I mean, it's gonna toggle the theme, and based on it, it's gonna change. So close this, and we're good to go. I mean, one other thing is that this is gonna toggle the theme. So let's refresh and see how this works. Click on it. Okay, I clicked on it. Somehow it turned dark, but not all of it. So if I go home, this is like that. You can see this home text right there. If I go to the sign in page, now yes, a lot of things are missing. Like it did navbar, but it didn't do all of it, right? I finally identified the issue that I was making. So first I said, let's not try RAFC, but we're gonna try RFC. And then after that, remember the use selector over here. This is very important. Don't forget to add the squiggly brackets after use selector. And then in here we have parentheses state colon, arrow symbol, and then state.theme. Okay, so we're basically using squiggly brackets, and that's why it's activating the theme. It wasn't working, and I was trying hardest. Now if I click on this toggle button, it actually goes and populates the entire thing, and that's what we needed. I mean, that's how the dark theme is there. Amazing. Now what we want to do is we want to go back to the header. We want to change the icon. So over here you can see that there's this icon that has this sun, and I want to change that based on the theme. So you can see over here, this is the moon. So we could just say based on the theme. So now we have to import this theme thing. So where are we going to import it? Well, it's all easy and simple. You go up here on the top, and you could just say, so what we could say is const this theme, okay, and then we're basically getting it from use selector. I guess we have it. Do we have use selector? Yes, we do. So use selector, and then we have in here we have the state, and then in the state we have like this. So essentially we have use selector, state, and state.theme. I don't know why, but it's just good to have it in a bracket like this. It's just good. Okay, so theme, and now you could use this state.theme in your place over here, so it could tell you whether which theme you have. So over here, so right here we could say theme, okay, whatever the theme is. If the theme is light, right, what do you want to add? So basically you want to say if the theme is light, okay, what you want to do is you want to put in this fa sun. We'll put fa sun. So fa sun we have to import again, okay, and make sure this is imported somewhere from React icons, and if not, we'll put fa moon. So this thing. So cut this and paste it right here. Okay, great. So now let's test it out. I believe fa sun and moon are both there from React icons. Font awesome. Fa means font awesome. Go back here. Now we have moon. Nice. Click on it. Now we have sun. Moon. Okay. Now let's go about. And you can see now it's covering all because of min height screen. Okay. This was so good so far. Now we want to make this, this profile page. So let's suppose if I go to my sign in page, try to sign in with Google. Now I want to show you one thing. I'm trying to sign in with Google. Inspect also. I like inspecting. So application, you want to go to the Redux. You can see over here theme is dark right now. This is good. Inspect. Sorry. I think we had it. Yeah. So over here we have this. Where's my... Okay, we're logged in as, Coding Cleverly. You can see this icon here. Click on this. You could go to your... You basically could go to your profile. Now, no one... I mean, if I log out, so suppose... Right now, logout functionality is not there. But right now, we just have to manually go from the application and delete our local storage to basically log out. So because we have to delete this, and now if I refresh, this means we logged out. Okay. One problem here is that no one is allowed to see this dashboard profile page. No one. Okay. Only if you have to be logged in. So we have to make this private. To make this private, it is super simple and super easy. You have to go to the components here, over here, and you have to create a component which is going to be called private router. So 1 minute, let me just fix my mouse again. This has been troubling me. Okay, so we're going to create a component which is going to be called private router. Private router .jsx. Now in this private router.jsx, what you want to do is, first of all, just do your conventional rafc. But the thing is, you want to actually have an import use selector. Okay, and that's basically coming from React Redux. Okay, great. And the other thing that we need is over here. You see this div. You could basically remove this return, with this, and just to have it single line return. But one thing what we want to do is initialize. So we have const, and then we have current user, the logged in one, is equal to use selector, and then we have state, and then we have state.user, which is great. Over here, what we want to do is, if the current user exists, okay, we want to say, okay, we want to actually go into the sub children. So one thing I want to share here is that you have to go to the app.jsx. And in this app.jsx, you want to actually add your private router. The meaning here is that the private router is going to be in the dashboard. So it's basically covering that. So you could say, route, okay, and then we have route, and then we have a path. So basically route, and then this is not a path, but it's an element, and then we have this private router, okay, close, and we don't need a self-closing, so we could just have it like this. Put the dashboard in there, and then close the route like this. Okay, so now this is this from here, private route. I thought it was like private route. What is it called? Private router. It has a problem here. So it's route element is equal to private route. I would recommend saying a private route instead of router. So private route. Okay, just change all of this. Oh man. So function F2 route. Okay, change this and this. Okay, I think everything looks good. Go back here. What is here? Yeah, there's a problem here. You gotta fix this up. Return current user. Okay, so just 1 second. So what it's saying is that if the current user exists, you have to basically go into the children of the user. So that means whatever's in the app.jsx. Now let me explain that. And if you're not logged in, you got to actually navigate to the sign-in page. So it's going to redirect it to the sign-in page like this. Let me have to import all these things. So import outlet. Now this is not this is actually outlet, and this navigate is different from use navigate. This is actually a component, okay, and the other use navigate is actually a hook. Now that's from React Router DOM. Okay, great. So now we're done with this. Looks good. And then we could go to the app.jsx. Now, it should say this route dashboard, right? And we put a route, and we have element. So we have route element, and then we have equal to colon squiggly bracket, and then private route. Okay, and then in here we have closing, and then we have route here. So this route. Okay, now this is not the way to do it. It's actually this way. So put this as an indent so that you know that this is a private one. Okay, so this is basically the way to make this private router. And I believe there's nothing else to see. And now, everything should be working. So let's go here. We're not basically logged into anything. Try to go to the dashboard page. So I'm in the projects. I mean, these are not private ones. But if I try to go to the dashboard page, I'm redirected back to the sign-in page. I have to, I have to log in. So that's why I have to basically sign in with Google, or create your account. Basically that is also there. I mean, we're not using that, but now if we go to the dashboard page, now we could visit the dashboard page. But if we're not logged in, we're not allowed to. So application, delete it from local storage. Okay. And I've realized one thing. This is basically storing your theme preference as well. Now, if you delete this, your theme preference will be gone too, and you are redirected back to the sign-in page. No more, no more accessing your dashboard or user profile.